Jaden, reported a sore wrist post-game. We had that scanned and it came back that he's got a hairline fracture of the scaphoid. So we've put him in for surgery as well as AIDEN. Obviously disappointing, really important player for us, but we deemed that the best course of action was to go down the surgical route, repair the scaphoid and hopefully back within about a 6-week period is probably our best case scenario. AIDEN suffered a high-grade medial ligament ankle injury. We've assessed him this week. We've assessed that it needs surgery, so he'll be going in later this week to have the surgery. Obviously it'll be quite a lengthy rehab period for AIDEN, which is really unfortunate for him and for us, but we'd hope to get him back towards the latter part of this year, whether it be around 16 to probably 18 mark at this stage. Jed's in the recovery phase at the moment. He's out of the boot, so he's quite mobile, getting around, and we'll expect him to start running reasonably soon. So post the bye, we'll ramp up his loads then, and we'll expect to see him sometime after the bye. With Luke McDonald's injury, we can still run him and keep him really well conditioned. So that is one positive out of this injury. We still can get that load into him. So even though he's got the arm strapped up, he can still do some skills as well, albeit very limited. And obviously there's no contact, but in terms of his fitness, it's still something we can keep to a pretty high level. Once he's starting to get some strength and back into the pec and in the bicep region, then we can start getting him back ready to ramp him up, ready to play. We're still having a bit of trouble with the infection, so it probably hasn't healed the way we would have liked, which has obviously extended his time out of the game. So, the main thing is with AIDEN is getting the health right. We're not as concerned about his return to play when we just got to get this infection right. Dom had the calf issues last year, obviously, which put him out for pretty much the all season. He had a really good pre-season, made some really big strides, and hadn't really missed a beat up until recently, where we had another calf episode. So still working through the severity of that, but given he has had a fair history, like Jared, will be really conservative with his management. Jared had the hamstring a number of weeks ago. Given that he's had a few injuries over the last year and a half, we're being really conservative with this one. So he's still in that rehab phase at the moment. He's running, but not at the level where he'd be ready to start getting back to playing football. So we're still some weeks away from seeing Jared back on the park. Charlie Combin's starting to increase the running intensities. As I've mentioned previously, we're very conservative with such a young player and one that hasn't played a VFL game for us yet, 2 years into our system. So he's tracking quite well, progressing well with the running intensities, and we'll just continue to monitor that. We've got him in the gym, obviously working on strength, his full body strength throughout this period, and hopefully we get him back to full health.